Welcome to Caching Waves. This is an Eliott Wave update for Stellar. If you haven't seen this yet, this is my video from July 9th. I proposed a trade setup as a triangle potential breakout on the daily. We were very close to the C wave, so it was an excellent risk reward. Took that trade setup, saw a completed count, stop at the low. Go back and watch that. That's from July 9th. As of today, we've started our breakout. Everything looking good. So I'm going to talk about the smaller time frames. Again, this is a multi-year triangle series of threes. As of right now, that is my primary count. You can see we're breaking to the upside. We're going to talk about the smaller time frames. So in the smaller time frames, this is our low. It has to hold our E-wave low. And that is at 7.65 cents. According to Binance, you'll have to see your own exchange for that. But this is holding up one of the nicest out of every coin I've looked at today. And it's following all the rules and guidelines of an impulse. So we have our wave 1 off the E-wave low. Our wave 1 and 2, it was a sharp correction. So using the rule of alternation, we'd expect a sideways consolidation for this larger fourth wave in blue. Something to keep in mind. We weren't sure if this was a 1 and a 2, but our entry was very clear. We entered about here, stop at this low. So very easy trade. Just had to let the pattern play itself out. We weren't sure if this was a 5 wave or a 3. As of now, it was a 5 wave. Now after that, we look for the 618 extension of wave 1 off wave 2 is usually our second 1-2. We got that in a diagonal. So we got a 1-2, 1-2, exploded for our third. In our third wave, lots of separation, volume coming in, and pretty clear 5-wave move. After that, we got a sideways flat, and we're working on our fifth of the third. So taking the extension of the smaller wave 1 off wave 2, our third hit right in that ideal area. The 1.618 right here. You can see we tick through that. We got a 3-3-5 as a flat hit through the 2.36 retracement of the third wave. So that is considered complete, and this can top at any time, this fifth of the third. Just to be clear, that can top at any time, but it looks like we need a micro 4 and 5 to complete. And also you can see our third wave target in blue right here was at 10.65. So it came a little bit past that, but we hit ideal in green. So once we get this third complete, looking for, again, because we had sharp here, we want flat consolidation here, sideways. Rule of alternation. So I'm not sure if we'll get something like a running flat, a 3-3-5, where we make a higher high and protect our A wave low and then get our fifth wave. Or if we get some sort of combination like a W, X, Y, something like this. Or we can even get some sort of triangle. That's not a pretty triangle, but you get the gist. So once we get that, once we get our actual pivot in, we'll be pulling from the entire third wave, wherever it is. We'll call it up here for now. And we'll be looking for, again, the 236 and the 382 between there. Ideally hold above the 50 and stay within this pitchfork. But I'll update that video once we get this, but it's looking very nice. This is one of the best charts I've seen so far. And where I'm looking to really load up is once we complete this as a 1-2. So this one's looking very good, much better than some other ones currently. So this is going to be, once we get these 5 waves, I'm going to be very bullish on this. Reason being, you cannot get a correction as 5 waves. So even in the bearish scenario where this is potentially an A wave, again, assuming these 5 waves play out as I have drawn, even if this is an A wave in a correction, you still expect a 1-to-1. It's great when you get a 5-wave move as either an A or wave 1, because usually the direction next is the same as if it was an impulse, right? Okay, so everything looks good. Checking we do have a little more volume here in our fifth wave. That was quite a spike. But looking at our RSI, everything pans out here. This would be our third of the third in green, which has the peak RSI. Then we get our fifth of the third in green, and our third get our divergence. We should also get divergence here between this 3 and this 5 right here. And then we get some sort of flat, come back to the 40, and then get our fifth, which should also have divergence. So that's what we're looking for on the 1 hour RSI specifically. You can even go down, this is just a little education here, but once we get this flat or whatever correction we get, in this fifth wave, if we get an impulse rather than a diagonal, you can go down to the 15-minute chart to get the divergence between this 3 and 5. It won't be on the hourly. All right, so we'll see if this holds up. Absolute stops on this are the 618. I wouldn't give it that much room, but that's the absolute stops, where it switches probability, invalidation at the top of wave 1. But I don't see any indications of that currently. Now, my personal plan, I like to at least give you an idea of what I'm doing, is if we get a little spike here or start to come down, I'm just going to hedge this area because it should take a little bit of time. We're talking about a fourth wave of 1 larger degree, so it should take at least this amount of time as wave 2. And possibly drain out a little more, especially if it's like a triangle. But obviously we don't have a peak in yet, but you can put on your time extension there, put on the 1-to-1 so you can get kind of an idea where you expect that to finish. It's just helpful to help you kind of stay on track, right? You're not taken by surprise. And we can look at our extension of the original wave 1. Let me get right on the pivot so we can kind of target this. Because this was an extended third, you can put it off of wave 4, look for the 1-to-1. Make that white so it's very easy to see. Oh. Fifth wave target. So if this is the fourth wave labeled correctly as a expanded flat 335, we should hit around 11.35, 11 cents, 0.35. Nothing says we have to get there. I'm just saying that's the general target if wave 1 equals wave 5. And one issue with this is our wave 1 could actually be over here, like so, but the fibs are hitting better with the wave 1 over here, so I'm just leaving that there for now. But yeah, looking for this fifth, looking for sideways consolidation for our fourth, and then our push for our fifth. And this is one I will be updating pretty consistently, so if you want to follow along, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.